Enlivening Musings and the Pleasure Fairy, here to inspire more daily pleasure and aliveness into your life. Amp up your zhuzhiness. Invite your weird out to be loved on for radical self-love, enhancing your life and relationships. Go to crystalfranco.com for free and paid experiences. It is okay for you to want more in any area of your life. It's about finding clarity of where you want more and inviting that into your life and softening and get to your edge to where that is so you can soften into that and invite more into your life. If there's somewhere where you're stopping yourself and you're living in restriction, I invite you to explore that and potentially invite more into your life. Welcome to Enlivening Musings. I'm Crystal, and today I want to talk about a yin expansive concept of more. I have a lot on my mind. I'm going to be rattling all kinds of different things out tonight. So let's get into more for now. See, there's more on my mind. There's more to talk about. All right. I was dropping my kids off at their dad's place the other day. Well, no, they were already at their dad's place, and he had asked me if I could bring some drinks over for them. I'm like, sure, So I go to the store and I get I get the specific drinks they wanted, but then I got an extra one for him, and then I also got like a thing of lemonade, and then I'm like, I'm running this errand, I should get a drink as well. So I get myself a drink as well. And I show up and I give them these drinks, and I'm like, well, I got this extra stuff. And after I dropped this off, it just was giggling to myself because it hit me how often I do this, where I will be tasked with get this for me, please. And then I show up with like 3 extra things. And I often feel like, that's a common thing for women in their stories of like going to Target and they went in for this and they got all this other stuff, or anytime you go to the grocery store and you like can stick to your list or you can stick to your list right? And the thing is I feel like so much in our society is always telling us that this is bad and wrong because we're not sticking to something. We're not staying within our ramification container, whatever rules, the law, right? And also the concept of moreness and how wanting more is bad and wrong because somehow it became that we're just going to equate wanting more ever to you are greedy or you are just so over the top with stuff. And women have battled with this, and it ties into, I'll do another episode on patriarchy type stuff because that's another thing that's up for me. But it ties into the way our society is built, and it has to do with like these patriarchal components that have been like pushed down our throats and put upon us that we carry that tell us then that this is bad or wrong. And the thing is then we have to unlearn that. We have to consciously unlearn that if it doesn't feel natural or if we have any sort of underlying I'm bad and wrong for wanting more. Because the truth is if we think about yin and expansiveness, it moves all over and it wants more and it keeps expanding. It's that half of the coin, right? And that's not that we're always supposed to be like that because we're not always supposed to be expanded. We need to contract sometimes, right? Just like we need our muscles to contract and relax. So it's just the other side of the same coin, and there's nothing about it that's bad or wrong. Now, if we're going into some sort of greed, that's when you're into so much excess and it's not going for the greater good. Like the excess money or excess whatever resource it is isn't being filtered then into the greater good. Like you don't need to have crazy, crazy, crazy excess that is just doing nothing for the world, right? So that's when it gets off balance and like disharmonious, right? We're not in harmony at that stage. But that's like the extreme, right? As a woman, if you're just wanting more, that can be very natural. It can be very natural for us to want more and realize that we have the capacity for more. And that's the thing with the nervous system. When we're expanding our nervous system, we're increasing our capacity so that we can handle more pleasure. And in that, we can handle more work and more stress and more whatever it is we have to deal with to also do the things, to handle the things, to make everything great. You know? So if we can handle more stress, we can be more present with people without losing it ourselves, right? We can have better relationships with our partners, with our kids, with people on the street, like checkout people, whatever, with anybody, clients, all of it, right? I don't need to list everybody. So we get to have that capacity to handle the stress of what's being thrown at us so that we also are expanded so we can handle more pleasure. And I know I've talked about this on other episodes and things about pleasure, and it's just exponential. Every time you hit a new pleasure threshold, it's like, wait, what? I can go beyond this? And it just seems like it goes on for infinity. And that's the thing with the moreness. And we shouldn't be told that we have to cap that off, right? Tied into this, I was really feeling it as like a mom. Like as a mom, sometimes I will get more of something, like in that particular situation, getting more of something because there's like an intuitive underlying hit that says, ooh, I really should get this, or this. And I won't know why until later. Like this has happened so many times. I've been at the store and I'm like, oh, I really don't need butter. I don't know why I'm going to get butter, but for some reason I'm going to buy a stick of butter, right? And it's later that night and it's like, oh, do we have butter? Oh, check it out. Yes, we do, you know? And it's just so interesting how that works. So often we're tuned into these things that we don't even know that we're picking up on, but when we trust ourselves and we listen to our intuition and we just do that, then we have the thing. So women tend to be prepared for these extra needs of the household, whether it's the kids or partner or people who are coming to visit or whatever. And that's a beautiful thing. And it makes life flow. It brings the flow into life and it makes things feel better because there's this flow and this continuity and this yumminess that comes from that. And so if there's any part of you that has been shamed or restricted and feeling like you just can't have more for whatever reason, I invite you to just soften that a bit. Just soften and open to the possibility of saying yes to a little more. And this ties into our nervous system and our capacity to receive and our capacity to hold things. So you might not be in a place where you could say more or yes to more. That's a significant amount of more. But if you just go a little over that edge or to that edge, that's where you're at. And that's okay. Again, with all of this, there's no right or wrong in it. It's about just honoring and respecting yourself and then what could be or what could have been like hampered down by some sort of shame and societal structures telling you that it's bad and wrong to want more. Girl, get it. Get more. No, but for real, let's just soften to this like concept of being able to be allowed to invite more into our life. And I want you to get really clear, that's also a very important piece of this, on what that is. What that is, meaning what you want more of. Do you want more peace in your day to day? Do you want more peace in your relationships? Do you want more ease in your life? Do you want more pleasure? Do you want more aliveness? Do you want more calm? What is it? Get really clear on what you do want more of and don't shut it off. It makes me think about kind of old school stuff where you see like the concept of a couple and then they're like, well, this is as good as it gets. And then like everything just stays there and it stays there forever. You know, they maybe decided that when they were like 45 and their lives don't change much from 45 until the day they die. And it's like, what? You know, that is not living to our fullest potential. If that's what you want, you've got the clarity on it, awesome. More power to you, love it. But if you want more, you can open to that. All right, I hope this serves you. Thanks for tuning in. Share this with a friend to spread the love. Connect with Crystal on Instagram at @thecrystalfranco or on her site, crystalfranco.com. Enjoy.